vehicle. Subsequently, they discovered that that person had been shot, and they identified him as Michael Carter. Also, around the same time, the fire department outside of Orangeburg responded to a structure fire, I believe at a mobile home at I think it's a Club Colony, if I remember correctly, location outside of Orangeburg. What they eventually discovered in the investigation was that Mr. Michael Carter, who was identified as the vehicle, owned this house, and the rented it to, I believe, Mr. Leroy Glover. Through the investigation, they found some items, several pieces of evidence where they had phone records, found out that Mr. Leroy Glover had called Mr. Michael Carter during the afternoon prior to these events being discovered. And they also, the evidence found that Mr. Leroy Glover was seen by an individual the night before firing a revolver gun that's believed to be the murder weapon in this case. The investigation basically led to the facts that Mr. Carter was lured to this location where we know that his brother, Leroy Glover's brother Jason Glover, we believe was the actual person that killed Mr. Carter, and then took his vehicle to Santee to try to cover up evidence. And also, we believe that this residence was set on fire to cover up evidence as well. Mr. Glover's connection that
Mike was honorable and gentle and generous, very generous, especially at this time of the year. Not only to his family, but to his friends and to his renters. Like, owned a lot of property. He made sure that a lot of people in this town had a home to live in. And he was very generous to them in hard times. He had a conscience, and he loved his town, and he loved his people. And I don't think that anybody with a record like this gentleman or the other gentleman involved, I just don't see how they could set up and take a good, honest person like that's life in the manner that they did. Because my brother was not a mean person. And due to his death, a lot of people will be suffering financially. And I'd like for you not to give any bond. And I'd like God to have mercy on both of the gentlemen involved in this soul.
Thank you, ma'am.
I believe, considering record and charges like that, he's a danger to the community on 9 bonds. However, I will allow, once we get a little bit more discovery